A husband suspected his wife was cheating on him. He explained his situation to a pet shop owner who replied, "I have a parrot that will let you know daily what goes on in your house. The bird has no legs, so he holds onto his perch with his penis." Reluctantly, the husband brought the bird home. At the end of the first day, the man asked the bird, "Did anything happen today?" The parrot said yes. The milkman came over. The man asked, "What did he do with my wife?" The bird said, "I don't know. I got hard and fell." In a tiny village lived an old maid. In spite of her old age, she was still a virgin. She was very proud of it. She knew her last days were getting closer, so she told the local undertaker that she wanted the following inscription on her tombstone: "Born as a virgin, lived as a virgin, died as a virgin." Not long after, the old maid died peacefully, and the undertaker told his men what the lady had said. The men went to carve it in, but the lazy, no goods they were. They thought the inscription to be unnecessarily long. They simply wrote, "Returned unopened." Stan is seconds away from receiving a vasectomy when his brother and sister-in-law barge in holding their newborn baby. "Stop! You can't do this!" exclaims the brother. "And why not?" asks Stan. "Don't you want to have a beautiful baby someday, like my wife and I have here?" Stan says nothing. The brother grows impatient. "Simon, Stan, I want a nephew. Stan, make me an uncle. Stan, make me an uncle." Stan can't take it anymore. He gives his sister-in-law an apologetic look and asks his brother, "You're sure you want a nephew?" "Yes," the brother replies. "It would be an honor." "Well, congratulations, you're holding him." Dear NASA, your mom thought I was big enough. Pluto. How do you make 5 pounds of fat look good? Put a nipple on it? Bill Clinton is no longer playing the saxophone. He is now playing the whore, Monica. This young fellow is about to be married and is asking his grandfather about sex. He asks how often you should have it. His grandfather tells him when you first get married, you want it all the time, and maybe you'll do it several times a day. Later on, sex tapers off, and you have it once a week or so. Then as you get older, you have sex maybe once a month. When you get really old, you are lucky to have it once a year, like maybe on your anniversary. The young fellow then asks his grandfather, "Well, how about you and Grandma now?" His grandfather replies, "Oh, we just have oral sex now." "What's oral sex now?" "What's oral sex?" The young fellow asks. "Well, she goes to bed in her bedroom and I go to bed in my bedroom. She yells, 'Screw you!' and I holler back, 'Screw you too!'" What is the difference between ooh, 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 oh, and ah? About 3 inches. A teenage boy takes a quadriplegic girl on a date to dinner in the movies. At the end of the night out, he drives her back home and they start making out in his car. He tells the girl he feels uncomfortable doing this where her parents could come outside and catch them in the act. She says not to worry because she has a place they can go. So he helps her in her chair and she tells him to wheel her into the backyard. When they get in the back, she shows him a huge weeping willow tree that they can hide under and says he can do whatever he wants to her. Under the tree, she shows him 2 branches that can prop her up and he has his way with her. When they finish, he dresses himself and her, puts back into her chair, wheels her to the front door, and knocks. When her father sees the young man, he thanks him. The boy feels very uncomfortable because of what he just did to the man's daughter and asks, "Why are you thanking me?" "Because, son," the father answers, "you are the first boy to take her out of the tree." A man is like a snowstorm. You never know when he's coming, how many inches you'll get, or how long it will last. A statue of a naked woman and a naked man stand in a park at night. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, a magical genie arrives and grants the statues each one wish to be fulfilled. Both the female and male statues agree on 15 minutes as a real man and woman in the bushes behind them to get things done. The genie gives a knowing grin and grants the wish. The man and woman immediately jump behind the bushes, and screaming sounds and laughter can be heard from their activities. 12 minutes later, they return to the front of the bush again, claiming they are finished. "Well, now, that was kinda quick," the genie says. "You can do it a second time for the remaining 3 minutes if you want," the genie tells them, winking his eye. Both the female and male look at each other and smile. The man says to the woman, "Okay, great, but this time you get to hold the pigeon so I can shit on him." The Little Rascals class were having a spelling test. The teacher asks if anyone can use the word admire in a sentence. Spanky raises his hand and says, "I admire my dog." "Good job," the teacher replies. "Now who can use respect in a sentence?" Alfalfa raises his hand and says, "I respect Spanky for admiring his dog." "Okay," replies the teacher. "Now who can use the word dictate in a sentence?" There is silence in the class. Then all of a sudden Buckwheat says, "Darla, how did my dictate?" What's the difference between kinky and perverted? Kinky is when you tickle your girlfriend with a feather. Perverted is when you use the whole bird. Q. How do you turn a cat into a fish? A. Tell the woman not to wash down there. Monica Lewinsky walks into the dry cleaners. The old man behind the counter is hard of hearing and doesn't understand her request, so he says, "Come again." Monica responds, "No, this time it's mustard." Why do women have two sets of lips? One set to tell you off with, and the other to make you forget you're mad? If your Uncle Jack was on his roof and he wanted you to help him down, would you help your Uncle Jack off? A man comes home early from work and tells his wife he just got fired. He tells her, "I got caught with my penis in the pickle slicer." His wife asks him if his penis is okay, and he assures her it is fine. "Well," she asks, "what happened to the pickle slicer?" "Oh," he says, "she got fired too." Why did Humpty Dumpty push his girlfriend off the wall so he could see her crack? A construction worker on the 3rd floor of a building needs a handsaw. He sees one of the laborers on the 1st floor and yells down to him, but the man indicates that he can't hear. So, the guy on the 3rd floor tries to use signs. He points to his eye, meaning I, then at his knee, meaning need, and he moves his hand back and forth, meaning handsaw. The man on the 1st floor nods, then drops his pants and begins to masturbate. The man on the 3rd floor freaks out and runs down to the 1st floor yelling, "What the hell is wrong with you? Are you stupid or something? I was saying that I needed a handsaw." The laborer looks at the carpenter and says, "I knew that. I was just trying to tell you that I was coming." Roses are red nuts, are brown skirts, go up pants, go down body to body, skin to skin. When it's stiff, stick it in. The longer it's in, the stronger it gets. It goes in dry and comes out, wet it comes out. Wet it comes out, dripping, and starts to sag. It's not what you think. It's a tea bat.